Hey everyone, RJ here with CV Tech, and today I'm going to do a little comparison between the Samsung Galaxy J3 Achieve and the Samsung Galaxy J3 Emerge. So let's go ahead and get in with this comparison. Okay everyone, so on the left we have the J3 Achieve, on the right the J3 Emerge. Now this is going to be just a comparison between the two. A speed test will be coming a little bit later on, but right now I'm going to give you some of the specs, go through some of the camera settings, and just see if it's really a lot different, between the two phones. And if you have the J3 Emerge, do you really need to upgrade to the Achieve? So what this video here is going to be trying to help you out with a little bit. So looking at some of the specs here, on the J3 Achieve, we are running the 1.35 gigahertz octa-core Exynos 7885 with a Mali G71 CPU. Has a 5-inch display at 720 by 1280 with 2 gigabytes of RAM and 16 gigabytes of storage. Now here on the Achieve, we have a 1.4 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon 425 processor with an Adreno 308 GPU. This phone also has the same 5-inch 720 by 1280 resolution display. This phone has 1.5 gigabytes of RAM as well as 16 gigabytes of onboard storage. So the Achieve does have a half gigabyte more of RAM than here on the J3 Emerge. Now, looking at both of these phones here, they look really nice. And yes, I apologize for my hand looking bad. I don't know what happened to my hand. I don't know what's going on with my hand. So before anybody has a chance to comment about it, yes, I acknowledge it. It looks bad. Okay, we're through that now. So looking at both of these phones right here, I like the way this is all blacked out in the front. Gives it a really, really nice look here. You can tell that, of course, the differences in the way that they're designed as far as, the color scheme of both of these. Now looking at the phone, you'll see the same Samsung up top. The camera placement's in the same spot. The receiver's in the same spot. On the bottom, we have the same clicky home button with a recess and back button, all in the same spot. Now here on the left, we do have the same volume rocker in the same spot. However, it is spaced on the Achieve, which I like better than the Emerge. I like spaced volume rockers. I just always really have. Down here on the bottom, we have the same placements for the microphone, micro USB charging port, as well as 3.5mm headphone jack. And on the right here, the button placement for the power button and speaker are in the same exact spot. So honestly, the front, the sides, everything, top, they about the same, to be honest with you. Where the difference is on the back here. The back camera placement, I like the way it's designed better on the Achieve. You can look here on the Emerge and see, of course, the flash on the side and the camera in the center, and the camera in the center here, and the flash on the bottom. Now, looking here, now both of these here does have removable batteries, which is really nice. So we'll go ahead and take a quick look at that. And looking back here, you'll see they're both the same battery, same size, 2600 milliamp hour. The SIM card slot and micro SD card slot are in the same place. Now you'll see a difference here in the back cover. The back cover, the whole thing comes off, whereas on the Emerge, just from like 3/4 the way up down comes off here. So the top part here stays while the whole thing comes off here on the J3 Achieve. So some may like that. I don't know. It's just something that I kind of thought I'd throw out there. Now, one thing here I want to mention about these two devices is the backs. Now, the back of the Achieve is very, very slick, while the Emerge has a very nice rubbery feel to it. It feels more sturdy in the hand. You're not as apt to drop it as you would be the Achieve. Now, if I had the Achieve in my hand and slide it, it just wants to just kind of slide everywhere. With the Emerge in my hand, it's pretty much, it's there. If you shake your hand, it'll slide some. Shake your hand with the Achieve, you're going to drop it. There's just a lot more rubbery feel here on the Emerge. Now, go ahead and turn the phones on here. Both of these phones here look really nice. Now, of course, you got Oreo here with the Samsung Experience 9. You got Marshmallow here on the J3 Emerge. Supposed to get Oreo, but I don't know about that. Also the Emerge is a whole lot older. I got a lot more apps on here. Got themes, all kinds of stuff on here. and hardly have nothing here on the Achieve. Both of them have Nova Launcher on here. Both of them do seem to run very, very well without really any hiccups whatsoever, even with the extra half a gigabyte of RAM here in the Achieve. Now, looking at the drop down here, you'll see the Marshmallow drop down there, and you will see the 8.0 drop down right there. So a little bit different there, but you know, that's not really an important thing there, to be honest with you. And also looking here in the settings, you will see how the settings look here and how they look here on the Achieve. So I mean, yeah, this one here is themed, this one here is not. So this one here has a lot more stuff weighing it down than the Achieve does. But looking at here, a lot of them are the same. The device maintenance, advanced features, wallpapers and themes, display. I mean, really, everything is pretty much in the same spot on both phones. So to be honest with you, there's not a lot of difference going on in there. Now we'll go ahead and take a quick look here into the cameras and see the differences here. Now looking here at the cameras, you have the camera, you have the shutter button, record button here. Placement is the same. And here you're able to select this way here for your auto, pro mode, panorama, continuous shot, sports, and sound and shot. Not sure if you can slide, yeah, auto mode, pro mode, panorama, continuous shot, night mode, sports, sound and shot. So not a whole lot really going on there. I mean, about the same, to be honest with you. If you swipe this way on both, you do get effects. They are a bit different. You do have stuff like deep, retro, pastel, autumn, cream, deep, forest. I mean, there are just going to be differences here and there on both of these devices. Now up top here, you got your front-facing camera. Got a full screen button there. Does not have it on the Emerge. You have your flash, setting. So yeah, you also got stickers here on the Achieve, and like a beauty mode here, or a skin tone here on the Emerge. Now if I get these names confused backwards, I apologize. Achieve, Emerge, looking at them through a camera, they look the same, so it's kind of hard really to sometimes tell. You can also flip down here to access your front-facing camera, and to be honest with you, I mean, both cameras look pretty decent. Both of them take reasonable shots, and I don't know. I mean, I have took some really good shots with the Emerge. I've took a few with the Achieve, and honestly, I can't tell a huge difference between the two. But, you know, there you go. So we'll go back here to the rear camera here, and we will go into the settings here and look around. Now here on the Achieve, we do have an 8 megapixel camera on the rear, and we have a 5 megapixel camera on the rear here on the Emerge. So we'll go ahead and back out of there on both. The rear camera, you are able to record in full HD, 1080 or 720. It does have the added 1.1 1072 by 1072 here on the Achieve, but other than that, you can both record in full 1080 on both devices. On the front facing camera, you have a 5 megapixel camera here, a 2 megapixel camera there. So, you know, megapixels as megapixels. You know, I don't really count megapixels anymore, because I have seen some with 13 megapixels that didn't think as good as a phone with a 5 megapixel. It all depends on the sensors, what sensor type they use. Because I have seen a lot of cameras and use a lot of cell phone cameras, and I've seen some with half the megapixels do better overall than ones with higher megapixels. So, you know, both being Samsung devices, you know, it may be the same sensor. You never really know. Just saying, oh yeah, 5 megapixel in the front, 2 on the Emerge. Oh, the Achieve is better because it's got a better front-facing camera, or a more megapixel camera, same front and rear. I don't really know about all of that. You know, I just kind of go by what I see. And in the video size for the front camera, you are able to record in full 1080 and max 720 here. So that's the camera settings. They're basically about the same thing going on in there. I mean, if I take my blue phone that I got right here, and I'll go ahead and set this to the side for a moment and put my blue phone down, and we'll take just a quick picture here. I know it's really going to be a really good comparison here between the two. But take a picture of the blue phone on that one, and take a picture here of the blue phone on this one, and the same. Okay, So we got the pictures taken there, and we'll go ahead and look at the picture. So looking here at the picture I just took on the blue device, now, yes, it does look better on the J3 Achieve overall than on the J3 Emerge. Now this is indoors, you know, a lot of things affect it. I'm not making excuses, but the Achieve does look better. When I double tap into the blue there, you will see that the Achieve does look better overall, has the better overall picture. In good daylight, who knows? You know, it may be better. But that was the picture I just took. So the Achieve does take pictures a bit better in the same lighting at the same time. So, you know, I mean, honestly, just to be completely honest with you, I know this wasn't like a very thorough, you know, comparison between these two devices. But it's what I wanted to kind of point out, you know, in this video. And to be honest with you, if you got a J3 Emerge, do you really want to spend $120? Now, I'm quoting the Best Buy store price. Now, I will say this. If you've never had a J3 Emerge or a J3 phone, period, I would definitely say go for the J3 Achieve instead of saving a few pennies and going with the Emerge, because the Achieve does have, you know, of course, the newer 8.0 Oreo, slightly better cameras. I'm not down in it one bit. I just think that, honestly, for the price of the Achieve, they could have put more in this phone. They could have put a fingerprint sensor in it. They could have gave it more internal storage. Would have been really nice. You know, but it is what it is. So honestly, in my opinion, the Achieve is definitely worth it if you've never owned a J3 Emerge, or if you don't have a J3 Emerge. I have a hard time recommending spending $120. Now, prices will vary depending on Boost Mobile sites, Boost Mobile stores. You know, you can get them for cheaper with port-in specials, stuff like that. But if you got a J3 Emerge and it's working great, my opinion is to not upgrade unless the price really drops on the Achieve, because both of them do work really well. So stay tuned for the speed test coming up soon. I hope this little comparison did help you out a little bit. I know it was really scattered. I know it was kind of long, but I hope it helped out a little bit. So if it did, hit that like button. Any questions you may have, leave it below. I'll get back with you as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Hit that bell notification, and I'd really appreciate that as well. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.